Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. We've got some epic builds this week, haven't we? I'm going to be doing the next 3 stages of the Fanhome release of build Darth Vader. So if you remember last time we were working on this, in the very first pack we created this and we've got half of the helmet section here done as well. Now we did have some extra parts here which I've put in a pile, namely the eyes, the speaker and a front voice box grill there, which obviously I think we're going to be completing today. Now if you want to get this for yourself, it's available through Fanhome. Put a link in the video description and there's also a QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So here is the stage 3 magazine. Each stage comes with its own magazine full of articles and stuff. There's the other side there of the helmet and a lot of things here to do with the respirator by the look of it and stuff. So wow, we've got a lot to do. We're going to be piecing all of this together just like this. So at the end, this is how that's going to be looking like. So we've got the synthesizer in here like that. Okay. So it's a big old box to start off with, looking like this. Let's get that open. Okay, so to start this stage, we're going to be taking the neck section here, which has got these magnets in. I'm going to be putting the grill that we had in the last pack just in there like that. On top of that, I'm going to be putting this part here, which is going to house the speaker. It goes this way round. And then I'm going to be putting the speaker in, and this is what the speaker looks like. Everything is going to move around because it's not actually sealed in at the moment. Let's just make sure that's seated in there. Excellent. Now, the speaker is going to go off in this direction. So if I put that on there, the wires are coming off here. There is a little indent at the base for that to go up in that direction. Now, what I'm going to do to keep that into place, just for a second, I'm just going to put some tape over the wire here. It's going to hold that in for me. Then I've got this motion sensor. That's going to go into the hole next to it here, this way round. And then the wire is going to go into the 2 clips I've got at the side. And once again, that'll be going off in this direction over here. Now, down the sides here and the other side, we've got this neck mesh to put in, which has got an adhesive on the back. Now, this is metal. And there is sort of like a channel for this to follow. So I'm going to start it at the start of the channel. I think that's the best way to do this. And guide that down this whole recess here. So it goes in like that. Do the same on the other side. And there you go. That's both of those in. Just put that to one side for a second. And bring over the voice synthesizer, which look like this. I do have these studs here to put into those, which just go into the top just like this. So one there. And get that in. One there as well. They do hold themselves, as you can see. And then on each side of this synthesizer, we've got these to go in just to the bladed slots at the side. So one's going in that side. And I've got one that's just going to, whoops, push into the other side here. I am just making sure that I have got them in the right directions. They look perfectly comfortable and flat in there, so I do think I've got that in the right direction. You can glue those in, but there you go, they're in. And it's this that's going to hold all of this into place at the back here. So this is going to go over the top, this way round, making sure I'm not pinching any wires into that hole. So as you can see, this is how the wires are looking, coming out. I'm going to be holding that in with type C screws, which I've got here. So there you go, that's it. Not going to lie, that, making sure I'm not trapping any wires under here, took 25 minutes. 25 minutes to actually get the screws in there. Absolutely crazy, but that's what it's looking like from the front. And that's in there. Okay, just put that to one side. The next thing I need are these metal sections looking like this with a hole in them. And I also need these black pipes. I'm just going to be putting this in the end here. rotating it round so that can fit on its own. So that's one. Do the same on this side too. Now these are going to be going into this panel just here. And the little holes that we've got in this side just going to fit over these sections here. So let's get these in. I want them in with the flat side facing upwards. So this is going to go in this way. Let's get this over the lugs. So it's going off in that direction there. Hopefully you can see that. Now with the cables that go next to it, we've got two thin red ones. We've got two thick red ones. It's the thick red one I want first. That's going to go in the center here. And then we're going to be putting a thin red one in just over the top here. Okay, now this is going to be going into the side of this section here with the cables going into the holes. That's where they're going to end up. So if I just put that in like this, one of these has just fallen out. Let me just put that back in. So when that's in, that should look like that. You can see where it's going in there. I was tempted to put it in the screw hole here, but it doesn't. It goes into the big holes at the bottom, just like that. Okay, do the other side. Wow, that was really hard, really hard. As a matter of fact, that's taken an hour just to do that little bit and trying to get that located exactly where it needs to be. Crazy. Now I need these parts of the mask, which means I need to take this plastic section and this metal section. That's just going to go on the top. So that looks like that. Do the same on this side. And then these are going to be fitting on the channels at the side here. We do have some locating lugs in here. Now you just want to attach these to the holes at the side. Now they are different size lugs in these holes. Let me just take that out. It's basically the larger of the holes here that we're putting these into. I'm not going to lie, that was really hard to push in there, but that's what that one looks like. Do the same on the other side. And there we go, that's clipped in as well. Really hard that was. Okay, I can put that to one side for a second and bringing over the other half of the helmet. Now, if you remember, we did this half of the helmet, we put the bracket on. So it means we've got lugs either side. We're just going to be now attaching these to the lugs on the other side. This one's sort of slanted, so we want to put this one on first at the back. And then just push on the other lugs. Now, when we've lined everything up, I need some type B screws, which are in here. And I'm going to secure them into the 2 points of the helmet here. So one there, that'll keep this in. And one just down the bottom here. And there we go. That's what Darth Vader's helmet's looking like. I'll just put that to one side, two more bits to put in. And they're going to be going onto this section, if you remember this. So they're just going to go down the sides. So we have got a screw hole here, which is going to help locate all of this when we put it in. So one this side, they are directional, so they can only go in one way. That one's in there like that. Do the same on the other side here. If you find you're having trouble fitting them, you probably got them in the wrong sides. And with that in, that's all there is to do in that stage. That took me 1 hour, 5 minutes to do just stage 3. Let's move on to stage 4. Okay, here's stage 4 here. Here's the magazine. Looking like this. And it looks like we've got the helmet and the chest panel now. So we're going to be starting to do these areas here. It doesn't look as much in this one. There you go. Everything I need, once again, is in this box here, looking like that. And first thing I do is I'm going to be taking this neck mesh here. And that's going to be going on the right side of the mesh, just lining up all the holes like that. Now we do have a neck connector. That looks just like this here. And I'm putting the 2 lugs that we can see here just through the top 2 holes. So that clips in there. It's going to hold that mesh into place. Now I need a type D screw, which I've got here. Now these D screws, they're not normal screws. They're Allen key screws. That's why they provided a little Allen key here. Because what I'm going to do is put one of these washers just on top of this bracket we've just put in. So I want the indented side to be facing up, just like that. Drop the screw in and secure this with the Allen key. Perfect, so that's how that's looking. Do the same on the other side. This time, take this grill. That's going to go in there. Put the bracket in. That's going to hold that grill into place just there. And once again, put Allen key in, the screw, and tighten that up. So that's in. At the moment, we haven't attached this front area yet, as you can see. It's still open. I do have, in this bag here, some little tiny metal parts, which do not want to come out. And each one of these is going into the holes that I've got each side here. So if I put these in here, whoops. Don't know if we need glue. I'll tell you that in a second. Oh, they're going to be quite hard to push in, I think. So because they are metal, I'm going to use my pliers here just to get a grip of these and push these in as hard as I can get them. As you can see, no problems. Do the same underneath. You can probably hear them click as they go in. And do the same on the other side. Perfect. So that's how that should look. Put that to one side and bring over the chest panel. Now this is a really iconic section here. We're going to be putting some switches into this. So just over these slots that we got here, got some switches and they just need to go over the slots. So one there and we've got a long one here. We want the larger square to be at the top there, as you can see. And then I've got one just to put into the middle. And again, it is directional, so it's going that way in, just like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So, in the last stage of this pack, here is the magazine. Excellent. We're going to be doing the helmet and the chest panel. More parts here for that chest panel by the look of it. We're going to be adding these all on here. Looks like we're attaching some more stuff to this front plate. I'm going to glue something. I'll have to check that in a second. So that's looking like that. So by the end, that's how it's looking. So this time, everything's coming in a smaller bag, as you can see. This stage is all about opening bags. This is taking forever. We do have a big magnet in this one. Okay, bringing over the chest panel again. I've got all of these switches to go in now. Now these are going to go on top of the switches we've got there, just like this. Pushing the lugs into the holes. So that should fit in nice and flush. But we are going to be putting that in with a screw. So I need a type G screw. That is these flange screws here. That's just going to go into the hole here. So that's how the chest panel's looking. Put that to one side. Bring over this section that we were working on, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with these tabs now. So one down the bottom there, and put one on the same side, on the other side should I say, but the same way round. Then we've got these washers. I'm going to need my Allen key and the D screws. And just like last time, put these in position here. Just putting the last one in here. And when they're in, let me just get this all the way in. You should see they're kind of tilting towards each other on both sides. I'm just going to put those little metal things in again. Once again, I'm going to use my pliers for this, because I can get a grip then. And they go in perfectly. So, they're both in like that. Excellent. Put that to one side. Take this bracket now, and this is where I've got the magnet. The magnet's just going to go into position there. Then I'm holding that in with this top plate here. It's just going to go on the top. It's going to be held in with E screws, which I've already got open here. Very hard to put these in because the magnet at the bottom wants to take it off you. Oh, the challenge of it. There we go. That's one. And that one's two. Excellent. So, there we go. Got a magnet in there. Putting this into the top of Vader's helmet here. So it's going to go around this way, probably best on the top camera, just over those sections like that. And it's held in with type F screws. We need 4 of these. So, as you can see, that's in place. And then bringing over this part of the helmet again, you see how we put these gold things in? We're going to be doing exactly the same on this side. So 5.7, they are all labelled at the back there, is going to go into this position here. Underneath it, I've got 5.8, which is here. Then I need 5.9, which is going into the middle here. 5.9 is just going to go on this side. And 5.10 is just going to go in the middle here. I think the instructions might have them the wrong way. I tried to put 5.9 in here where the instructions are telling us to put it, but it doesn't fit. It fits in that one there. So I think they might be in the wrong way. But there you go. They're all in. It's looking good. That's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So you know what? They haven't asked us to do this, but I'm going to put the eyes in just so I can see there's slots in these, you see. Again, they haven't asked us to do this. I just want to get ahead of myself so I can see what that's looking like there. Then I'm going to be putting this back on the neck piece here. This is just magnets, so that can clip in like that. Not sure where this bit goes, but it does mean that I can kind of put the helmet together to give you an idea of how that looks. Also gives you an idea of size. But there you go. I still can't believe that first stage took me an hour. The other 2 stages weren't too bad. I really hope you like that video. If you do want to get this for yourself, I'll put a link in the video description and there's also that QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.